Hey, are you looking to buy a Martin guitar, but you're torn between the X Series and the Road Series? Well, you're not alone. While both carry the legendary Martin name, these guitars are very different when it comes to materials, tone, and their build quality.
In this video, we're going to break down the key differences between these two series. We'll give you side-by-side demos so you can hear them for yourself, and in the end, you'll know which one is right for you.
And stick around because I'll also share a pro tip at the end of this video to help you get the most out of your guitar purchase. So Jeremy, the X Series is Martin's entry-level lineup. This is the one that is made of HPL or high-pressure laminate for the back and sides, and sometimes also on the top, although in this case we do have one with a solid spruce top. It is a durable, lightweight material, great for players looking for a budget-friendly Martin. The pros for this particular one are that it's affordable, it's extremely tough, and great for beginners. But if you were to ask me what are the cons of HPL, well, it's pretty obvious. It's not going to sound exactly like its wood counterpart.
So some of the things that give it like that real durability and the strength also probably prevent it from resonating just like a solid wood guitar might.
Just plain
Even a standard laminate guitar
it's a
might be
different material. It's got to be.
Very
So
dense.
yeah, so it's going to sound different than its wood counterpart. So the Road Series actually takes things up a little bit with solid wood construction on the back and sides. This gives you a richer, warmer tone, as well as better projections. Again, this is the big highlights here are better tone, solid wood build, so it continues to get better, and it's gonna be a mid-price point instead of their Martin's super high-end Martins, which we all recognize and love.
Yeah.
Now the downsides are going to be that it is slightly pricier than the X Series and requires more maintenance and more,
Pay attention to the humidifying.
Yeah,
and
you gotta take care of it.
Well, John, now that we've introduced the two guitars and some of the differences between how they're built and what materials they're using, why don't we give them a tone sample so people can hear what they sound like, and we'll be right back after that.
So Jeremy, you tell me, could you hear a difference between the two guitars?
Indeed, I could, John.
Are you certain upon
there
that?
was quite a distinct difference between them in tone. I think the X series is a little bit brighter and tighter sounding, where that seemed to.
It definitely got fullness. It feels more like a wood guitar, which
makes this
you should expect.
I think it's kind of what Martin was going for. This maybe leans a little bit more towards the beginner that's not really trained their ear to really hear some of the intricacies of an all-solid wood build, where that one's going to be more for the intermediate to advanced player.
Yeah.
This also is a good option for people traveling and want something a little more durable. But again, there's quite a bit of difference in the tone.
Yeah. In the end, and again, I have always argued this. I'm not sure which is the best tone. Is that this sound better to us because this is what we're used to? If this had come first, would this be more of the tone that we're gaining, and looking for?
Or if you're coming from a different
don't know.
genre, if you're playing in a large group. I can imagine if you're playing in a large group, this one seems to project a little bit more. It's a little harsher sounding.
I can see that.
But if I'm in a big jam session, I think this might cut a little bit better. And especially if you're a beginner, you probably play real light and do stuff like that.
That's really weird beginner playing that you're doing there.
Sometimes you miss the fret a little bit. And no, but I think if you're a beginner, you're playing really light with your right hand, so maybe that extra projection is more valuable to you than a warm sounding guitar.
It very well could be. I'm curious to see what you guys think. Obviously, sometimes these instruments portray differently inside the studio than they do on camera, and I'm really curious to see what you guys think. Which of the two do you think is the better sounding instrument? I can tell you they play very similar, they feel very similar, but they just sound different. I think if you are looking for an affordable, durable guitar, go with the Martin X series. They price anywhere from $499 to $799, with this particular model landing in at $699. If tone, projection, as well as a little bit better craftsmanship are important to you, I would say the Road series is well worth the upgrade. They price anywhere from $899 to $1999, with this particular model falling in at $950. They're definitely different guitars with different values, and I don't necessarily say one is not worth it, because I do definitely see a value in the X series as well as an upgrade in the Road. Which one would you lean towards, Jeremy?
It really depends on the use case. If I wanted one that I could take on the road with me, I would actually probably purchase an X series guitars. They're durable. I have kids that are pretty abusive, and this thing will hold up to a lot.
I agree with you, on younger people especially.
Or even if like one of my kids is wanting a start guitar, I think this would be a really good option because they're going to bang it around. They don't really notice the intricacies of a solid wood guitar, and this one is set up well enough that it's going to be a good learning instrument.
And yeah, better than a cheap guitar that will make it hard for them to grow with. So I agree with you there. As promised, everybody, here is your tip for helping you in purchasing one of these two guitars. If you can, absolutely try to find a way to try one or both of them. If you cannot do that, make sure to ask somebody who you trust. Whether this is a trusted musician, friend of yours that you have, or you can call a shop like us here at the Acoustic Shoppe. We have experts on hand to be able to help you to decide what will fit you the best. And last, make sure you buy from a store that offers you a generous return policy. With us right here, we offer a 14-day at home for these two guitars. And if you were to purchase anything over the $1,000 mark, you would qualify for our Dreadnought guarantee, which allows you 30 days to have it at home and live with it, and then up to 1 year to trade it in if you decide later on that it isn't the perfect fit. And guys, if you enjoyed this video, we do have another one that I think actually might be very beneficial for you, especially if you're looking for a Martin guitar. We did an ultimate Martin guitar buyer's guide, and that went through the entire series, all of the various different types of guitars Martin has put out, and hopefully will help you to pick out the one that fits you the best.